everyone, and welcome to the How Skills channel. Today, we're talking about how to communicate your disability in the workplace and even with friends, family, and loved ones. When diagnosed with a disability, whether by a medical professional, a diagnostician, or even through self-identification, it can feel like a challenge to advocate for your needs without disclosing too much. Disclosure is a personal choice, and like anything, there exists potential pros and cons to disclosure, especially in the workplace. If you've ever felt unsure of how to communicate your disability or medical condition, afraid of the potential stigmas around disclosure, unsure of how to advocate for yourself and your needs, or even wanting to share personal pieces of your identity, specifically around disability, but not sure how much is too much to share with others, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to explore how to communicate your disability to help you feel comfortable and in control of your level of disclosure. Disclosure is a personal choice, and we tailor our level of disclosure to the context that we are within. To who, when, where, and how you disclose is always up to you. And again, like anything in life, there exist potential pros and cons to disclosure. Pros to disclosing disability in the workplace include access to accommodations, improved communication, and increased awareness for those you've chosen to disclose to. For example, if you've disclosed to your manager that you struggle with memory due to a brain injury, they may even be able to help you with meeting notes or even transcriptions. Or even disclosing to a friend may increase awareness. For example, if you've shared the manifestation of your ADHD impacts your time management, they may be able to hold you accountable to plans by picking you up at a particular time or even helping you backwards plan to make sure that you're there on time. But there are also potential cons to disclosure, which can include stereotypes, discrimination, and even impacts to personal privacy. Ultimately, whether or not to disclose a disability in the workplace and with loved ones is a personal decision that each individual must make based on their own circumstances and priorities. Also keep in mind that supporting a person with a disability in the workplace can be accomplished whether or not an individual chooses to disclose their disability, medical condition, or specific diagnosis. Having a plan to disclose your disability is important. That way you don't feel compelled to overshare in the moment and you can make choices that you feel comfortable with. So, if we do want to disclose, what should our plan be? Let's take theory to practice and talk about the degree of disclosure. First, let's think about the audience. You may wish to disclose to a group of people, maybe in a formal presentation or a team meeting, or even to your family, friends, and loved ones in a safe environment. Formal disclosure to an individual may sound like, I have X disability. For example, I have ADHD. Informal disclosure without labeling it to an individual may sound like, I have a diagnosis, or I have a disability. My brain works differently, or my brain works best when, or even I have a medical condition. So now that you've picked the language around how you'd like to identify, what's next? So let's talk about preparing your disclosure practice script. You may wish to write about your positive attributes or strengths first. For example, I'm exceptionally organized, or I'm really great at brainstorming ideas. Then you can identify those limitations or challenges you face because of your disability. At work, an example might be, I really struggle with deadlines. In a work context, you may also wish to identify which accommodations have worked best for you in the past and why, or connect with your accommodations team or even HR team for further support. In your personal life, an example might be, I'm often late and struggle with time management. You may also wish to share with folks you're disclosing to what level of supports they can provide. For example, if you use that previous example of struggling with deadlines at work, maybe you ask your manager to have status update check-ins each week during your one-on-one. Or, again, using that previous personal example, maybe you ask your partner to set alarms or help you develop a timeline before a big event to help improve that time management. Some folks also prefer to add a working with me doc to their email signature that outlines their preferred style of working and important pieces around their diagnosis that can help educate others. When developing a script, it's also really important to practice with someone you trust first so that you can gain confidence and comfortability. It's also to prepare for different responses when you disclose. Though we hope that all folks are kind, responsive, and respectful, it may not always be the case. So preparing many different responses can help us to stay in control of our emotions. So let's recap our top 3 takeaways. Number 1, disclosing a disability to others has potential pros and cons and is ultimately a choice an individual must make for themselves. Number 2, individuals individuals determine the level of disclosure based on the context they're within. And number 3, develop a script to practice disclosure to improve comfortability and confidence and practice. We hope this video helps support you in feeling comfortable and confident in communicating your disability or medical conditions to others, both in the workplace and in your personal life. Don't forget to develop those scripts and practice them with someone you know and love. Thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to like and subscribe to more videos like this.